Hi, my name is Josh Stokes. I've lived in Southwest Virginia my entire life. I've visited other places around the world, around the country, and there's just something about Southwest Virginia that is unique and special. Unfortunately, I can't quite put into words what makes it so special. So I'm going to show you. We're going to visit various businesses, events, and talk to the people who make this such a wonderful place to live. So join me on the community show. I can't wait to see you there. So we're here with Janice Molesky of Mystic River Lavender, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what it is to own, operate, run, and process lavender on a lavender farm.
All right. Well,
so let's get started with the main question. How did it all start? How did it begin?
we bought this property 13 years ago, and 12 years ago we started planting lavender. We had to do something with the property. And I've always loved lavender, always planted some wherever we lived, and thought we would try that and see how it did here. And it did really well. So it's just grown since then. It's just absolutely grown. Every year we would plant a few more plants here, there, and yonder, and then we started making products. And that has grown more and more every year. So it keeps us busy year-round now, pretty much. It all keeps us busy. It's a wonderful plant. It's good for us. It's good for the pollinators. Bees love it. The deer do not, and we have a lot of deer around here, and groundhogs and rabbits, and they don't seem to bother it. So far, so that's a good thing.
So you gave me a list that I have right here, and some of the things on this list I was not aware of that lavender was good for. Now, I did know insomnia, migraines, and headaches, but for example, insect bites, I did not know it was good for insect bites.
It is. We make an insect spray called Bug Off that has a lot of lavender essential oil in it, and we use it. I have to use it all the time or I just get eaten up out here. In fact, I've already got some. I put some on this morning because I knew we'd be outside. And it does, it helps. So it really, really is wonderful for
keep mosquitoes away and everything?
Yeah, so far, yeah.
Wow. It's all natural, perfectly
all natural,
safe. No
harmful chemicals. It smells good.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Most bug sprays kind of leave you choked up after
I know.
putting them on. And you said it's good for burns too. It has antibacterial properties.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Back before penicillin, they used lavender essential oil to treat injuries. Of course, penicillin was better.
Yeah, right.
But that was it had antifungal and antiseptic properties, so that's what they used. That's what they had. That's been years ago, years and years and years.
So when you're using the antiseptic, do you just kind of crush it up or use a lotion, or how do you process it for the antiseptic qualities?
We use essential oil. You make essential oil from the lavender. It takes a lot of lavender to make essential oil. And you process it in a still. We need more than we can make, so we buy a lot of ours. But we mix it with our recipe. That's what we use.
Oh, okay. So you mentioned essential oils, and you touched on it a little bit before. What's the difference between essential oils and fragrance oils?
Well, essential oils are derivative from plants. Fragrance oils are synthetic, and that's what's in a lot of your commercial products, and they trigger a lot of people's allergies.
Oh. So you may not necessarily be allergic to what you're smelling. You're allergic to the chemicals
that's right.
that it's used.
That's right.
Okay. So when you're making these products, you're obviously selling them. You also have a pick your own section of the lavender.
We do.
What is the season for that?
Around this year, second weekend of June through the second weekend of July, while the plants were beautiful and blooming, we open the farm up on weekends for people to come and cut a fresh bouquet and take it home with them.
I was here while you had that going on, and when I opened the car door, immediately I was hit with the smell of lavender. So with the oils and the other products you make, how large is your line of products for Mystic River?
We have about 40 different ones now.
Oh wow, that's
several different lotions, creams, sprays, soaps. My husband's degree back in the Stone Age was in chemistry, so he makes a lot of our products and developed them. So we have a lot of different soaps and just about anything you need, shampoo. Yeah.
all right. So
We have a website where you do, so anybody that's interested can check our Mystic River Lavender website.
mysticriverlavender.com? Is
Yes.
that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
And check our website and you can get a full line of everything we do.
All right. Well, for those of you watching on YouTube, the link will be below. So with regards to the products you sell, how, other than the website, how can people get these products?
They can call us. We
Call
have a
you?
telephone. We have email. We're really easy. And
And the farmers market in
And
Blacksburg?
the Blacksburg Farmers Market on Saturdays from 8 to 2. Yeah. We're pretty easy to get in touch with and work with.
And all the products, are they made here on the property?
Yes, in our kitchen. The house is turned over to the business. It seems like, yeah.
Sounds like you need an outdoor shop or lab.
It would be nice, but I don't think we'll ever do that. I doubt it. We'll keep it small so we can manage it easier, because it's just the two of us.
Right.
We do have some help, wonderful help in the summer and spring.
Yeah, I saw them out here helping tend to the plants earlier. I think it was early July.
I think
late
so,
June.
yeah.
It is beautiful. Now, how much acreage do you have total on the lavender farm?
Around 13.
13?
13, but it's not all in lavender.
How much is used for lavender?
Maybe 2, I'm not sure.
2, probably 2.
It's all we can take care of. But yeah, and we have over 20 varieties of lavender. And all of the lavender we have is supposed to do well in zones 5 through 9, which we're zone 6A here.
6A?
Uh-huh.
I couldn't remember if it was 6A or 6B.
Yeah, we're 6A. And yeah.
Now, I noticed that there was white lavender that you had. Is there a reason that you're growing the white? Why is the white lavender a variety that you grow?
Just interesting.
Just
I like it. It's pretty with the purple.
it does look it does look pretty when it's growing. I didn't know if there was like any difference in the fragrance or stronger fragrance.
Well, every variety I think is a little bit different in fragrance. They're each individual, and people ask me which one's my favorite, and it's up to everybody's nose is different. I have learned so something I would like, somebody else would prefer something else. So it's just all different. And different varieties bloom at different times. Some of them come in earlier than others. And that way you have a longer season, which is nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting plant. And it seems to be fairly hardy. It's supposed to be hardy here. The hot, dry summers are a little bit hard on them, especially since we use landscape fabric to control the weeds, help control the weeds. We still have weeds, but it helps a lot. And if we get cold, wet, heavy snows, I think that is a little bit hard on some of them because they want to spread out, wants to spread them out. But other than that, they do okay. If you trim them, keep them trimmed at least once a year or twice a year. About this time is a good time to trim them if you haven't trimmed yours. And trim them about that far, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches above the old wood. Do not ever cut down in the old brown wood. If you've got an older plant, it might kill it. It probably will kill it.
Oh, wow.
Kill that stem anyway. People have told me they think they're doing a good thing by cutting theirs back to the ground and they don't come back. Which they didn't know, they didn't know.
So now, you mentioned earlier that most of these plants are clones. So you use a cloning process?
Oh, we propagate from cuttings.
Okay.
Because that way you get the true variety of the parent plant. Some of them, the seeds may not necessarily, if they come up, and some of them do, may not necessarily be exactly like the mother plant. Might be a little different. And we want to know exactly what we've got.
Right. I mean, especially with 20 different varieties, that seed could have been a cross-pollination of a different plant.
Yeah, sure could. You could.
And speaking of pollination, these attract a ton of pollinators.
Yes.
I mean, when I was out here, there was just honeybees galore.
Honeybees, bumblebees, some little tiny butterflies or something. Yeah, there's a lot of little things on them. But they're calm. When I'm working on a bush and there's bees on it, I just tap the bush with my sickle and they'll go on to another plant.
Well, I know I was up close to the bees, not even disturbing them or anything. Not once did one sting me or even land on me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's really cool. You can just walk through and enjoy the plants. You see all the bees and they're just doing their little bee things.
Yeah, they are. So that's a good thing.
Yes, we need more pollinators.
It's a good plant. It's good for our environment. It really is. I think everybody should have 2 or 3 in their yard.
I was under the impression that they deterred deer, but that apparently is not the case. The deer just don't eat them.
Correct. Also, lavender plants need a lot of sunshine. They have to have good drainage. If you have, clay soil, you need to amend it with organic matter to give it good drainage. Have good drainage, sunshine at least 6 hours. We get full sun here, and an alkaline soil, a pH of 6.5 to 7.5.
Yeah, that's pretty neutral. So.
Yeah. So they don't have really hard requirements. Drainage is the big thing. So weeks like the week we just had where you get so much rain, I always hope, keep draining.
Now, this summer's had its dry spell, that's for sure. So, what do you do to help irrigate the plants?
We don't irrigate.
You don't irrigate?
The plants we planted in May, the plants we plant this year, if it does not rain, we water them once a week. And those are the only ones we water. And after this year, we never water them again.
And
they're on their own.
They're pretty hardy. They stay up. Wow. I did not realize lavender was that resilient.
They might be happy with a little water when we don't get rain for 3 weeks. But we don't water them. They really like to be a little on the dry side. They like a little on the dry side.
Yeah, it's not typically how my plants like it. My strawberries love the water.
Yeah, a lot of plants do.
Yeah, they can't get enough of it. But so how long have you been growing lavender? Not necessarily professional on this farm, but I'm sure you've had an interest in it and been growing it for a while.
You mean in my lifetime?
I mean,
40 years.
40 years of growing lavender.
Yeah.
Now,
but here we started in 2008. So
2008.
we've been at it 18, 19, 20, 13 years.
13 years of lavender.
Yeah. But years ago when we didn't know how to take care of it. We didn't know you needed to trim it. And so I didn't take care of them the way I should need.
Right. It's all a learning process.
Yeah, if you do not trim them, they're going to grow this way. And that's not pretty. You want them to stay oval and tight. And when you trim lavender, it tells the plant to grow. So that's good for it.
So how many do you just get one cutting off the plant a year, or is there a cycle?
One cut, we pretty much get one cutting. Some of them rebloom, but it's not as heavy, not near as heavy as the first time. But our harvest consists of just a one-time deal. But some of them do rebloom. There's some of them out there now putting up bloom shoots. But different varieties do. Some do, some don't. Just depends on the variety.
So you said everyone's nose is different. Do you have a favorite variety?
I do. Well, I really like several. I like them all. If they live, I like them. If they live and do well, I like them. Royal Velvet is probably my favorite. It's purple, pretty purple. It dries purple. It's a good culinary lavender. And yeah, that's probably, and it smells wonderful. Probably my favorite. I really like Grosso. It's a big plant, much bigger, but that's what we use in all our sachets. The buds hold their scent a long time, so I like that one too.
So you use different varieties for each of the different products, or so if you're using it to make the soaps, what variety is your go-to variety for the soaps?
Probably a blend.
A blend.
And Grosso makes. We use a lot of that essential oil from Grosso.
Because the property where it holds its scent much longer. Okay.
It's not a good culinary plant because it has a lot of camphor in it, but it's good for sachets and good for essential oil to put in your products.
Now, can you explain what camphor is?
No. Sorry about that. It's a chemical that's not so good to cook with.
Just affects flavor.
Yeah. And I should know more about it, but I don't.
I've heard the term camphor used around, but I haven't ever bothered to ask.
I need to do more research on that.
Well, I think that's all the questions we have.
Oh, well, Josh, it's been nice knowing you. Thank you for coming out.
It's been a pleasure. I've really enjoyed my trips out here, especially when everything's in full bloom.
You'll have to come back next year. Check it out again.
I'm going to be coming back. I'm going to be bringing friends.
Great. Great. We're open on Saturdays and Sunday afternoons on the weekends.
Saturdays and Sunday afternoons. All right. We'll have to get our viewers to come in, check it out.
Check it out. Check it out next summer.
Yeah. And buy something.
They'll just have a good time. We like for people just to come out and enjoy themselves and enjoy the lavender and have a good time. There's a lot of stress in the world today.